Big love shout out David and David. Shout out to you watching from China and big love shout out.
media voting, 5th according to the players, behind Devin Booker. Luka Doncic and Steph Curry, the starting guards in the West. Ibaka had that one spin out, and Gobert with his 9th rebound, but they need more from Gobert offensively here in the second half. Mitchell drives.
Whoa.
It's the deck hard. Will go to the line.
The big thing right there, when you come off that pick and roll in the middle of the floor, if they lay off of the man who set the screen, all right, now 2 guys come to you, the roll man should have been open. Now, unfortunately for Mitchell, he got banged pretty good there. But remember, we told you, this has been a very physical game at the defensive end of the floor of the Clippers. They're tough.
For the first time ever, see the best of All-Star Weekend all in one incredible night. This year's event will support historically black colleges and universities and COVID-19 relief equity efforts. Learn more at nba.com/allstar and watch on Sunday, March 7th on TNT. Good chance we'll see both Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert there as reserves for Utah. Kawhi Leonard a starter for the 5th time, and Paul George with an excellent opportunity to be named a reserve as he's had a fantastic year, but he's just missed 10 out of 30 games played. The coach is in charge of picking the reserves, and that will be announced next week. Leonard.
Nice.
Great play behind Leonard. It was Conley coming with the swap.
They needed that because he had created the space.
Mitchell very aggressive here in the second half, and now he's in double figures after he knocks down the 3 to get Utah within 5.
Look, Mitchell's your high scorer. He gives you 24 a game. He takes 8 threes a game and shoots it at 39%, so he's not going to stop shooting.
They force a turnover, and then Beverly grabs Mitchell. They did not score a point off of turnover in the first half, although the Clippers only turned it over 4 times, but they're starting to create here in the second half.
An interesting stat in this game. The Clippers on the foul line are 1 for 2. They've only attempted 2 shots. At the other end, the Jazz are 6 for 6. So you can see that going through the lane, you're getting bumped or hit. You're not going to get the call up until now.
How about Jamal Murray tonight? The highest scoring game in the history of the NBA without a free throw attempt. Murray put up 50 points. He was 21 of 25 from the floor. Did not shoot a free throw, yet still scored 50 for Denver. 8 of 10 from 3.
Well, he's a very exciting player to watch when he has his game going. Just got to hope now in the second half of the season, once we get after that All-Star break, that the Denver group, the entire 10-man rotation, gets their game together and starts winning some of these close games.
Yeah, they've been up and down, Hubie. Only 3 games above 500. They did win the night thanks to Murray's efforts.
Yeah.
I think Jokic had another triple-double tonight as well. Paul George looked like he extended with that off arm, but no call. Ibaka facing up on Gobert. Goes right at the shot blocker. Can't score. And Beverly sneaks in there to get the offensive rebound. And throws it away.
See, that's an example of when that shot went up, where are the white shirts rebounding in the paint? For Beverly to come in and retrieve that ball only about 6 to 8 feet away from the basket.
Wait, are you being serious?
There's no way.
Maybe there's a joke. There's a joke inside the bag.
We invited.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. From town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Puts it on the floor. Beautifully done off the glass to tie it at 61.
You could not play any better defense than what was done in that situation by Leonard. That was just a great move by a terrific scorer, Mitchell.
Beverly driving, gets to the rim and lays it in. Pat Beverly on the attack.
Yeah. Well, Beverly, that was a great move by him. Now, once again, Mitchell has 9 points in this quarter. Oh.
Paul George called for the foul. We'll see if they call it a shooting foul because Mitchell hoisted it right when Paul George made contact. That's the first on George, 14th foul.
Yeah, just keep an eye. Now watch, this is with Leonard. There he is, and he played the glass. Now Leonard played him into a position that bank shot was tough. Now once again, you got to give Beverly a ton of credit. He's been all over the place. Loose balls, playing great defense on the perimeter, getting smacked on screens, and then helping out on the glass.
Lou Williams checks back in. Paul George, who's played 19 minutes, goes to the bench. Don't know how many minutes we'll see from Paul George, playing for the first time in almost 3 weeks. Here's Donovan Mitchell again. A three gives Utah its first lead since midway through the first quarter.
Now, you got to give him credit now. He didn't give up on the shot. He's got 12 points in the quarter. He's now 2 for 6 in the three ball, but he's feeling it.
He just got the steal and feeds Bogdanovich, who drills another Utah three.
Remember we told you now, they average 16 three makes a game, 16 a game.
Leonard going baseline, goes to the left hand, misses. Ibaka is there, cleans it up inside.
Come on now, Favors and the other players, you had 3 guys in there. Somebody should have rebounded that ball.
Out of bounds, off of Favors as Mitchell missed that time, but man, is he aggressive offensively here in the third quarter.
We tried to bring out the point in the first half. We know that Utah was not making the three, but they're not going to give up. They average 42 threes a game, and they make 16. So that is a major part of their arsenal.
And they're a much more confident offensive team this year. They are one of the best offensive teams. You think about Utah recently, it's been about defense, but they're as good as anybody in the league offensively. That's why they have the best record in the league. Here's Batum, who's had a quiet night so far, has not scored, just his second shot attempt. Lou Williams. And an offensive foul is called, another offensive foul against the Clippers. They get Zubats.
Big thing right now you're the Clippers. You're not getting your call, or you're getting called. So now, do not get a technical foul. I just don't get a technical foul or get in an argument to change the referee.
Mitchell, not that time on the three. He's shooting almost every.
Sports. He's really developed into a nice big man.
Yep. And he's got good touch. But getting back to this third quarter, bro, we mentioned at the beginning of it that this is the Clippers quarter. They're fourth best offensively just in third quarters alone. And the defense, you saw it, how the Jazz have just clamped down and their offense has picked up.
Once again, tied at 69. Whistle out on the wing. Zubac's the foul. Donovan Mitchell, a moment with Quinn Snyder. Mitchell will find out next Tuesday if he's headed to Atlanta, as he should, for the All-Star game. Free throw good by Joe. 4-point night for Ingles. And make sure you place your 2021-22 ticket deposits tonight. Ticket deposits are $100 per seat, and it gives you priority access to purchase season tickets for next season before the general public. You can call or text right now, 801-355-DUNK. Jazz have not missed a free throw.
Nothing easy. No, but, this third quarter, what's fun to watch defensively now is they're making Kawhi Leonard and Paul George earn it. Nothing has been easy. When you guard a great player, you take away the wide open looks and obviously the layups. You don't want to put them on the foul line, but it just seems like Kawhi's working awfully hard this third quarter.
First one's down. Now you look at the numbers, Kawhi was 17. Paul George held a 9, and that production came in the first quarter. A combined 5 assists.
Look at the shot attempts. That's what the key is. So you have 17 points and 18 attempts. So that's a great defensive job. Same with Paul George. You have 9 points, but he's taken 10 shots to get to the 9 points. That's telling you the defense is winning.
Once again, tied at 71. Donovan picked up by Lou Williams. There's a screen by Faves. Kick it out. Joe catch and shoot free. That ball may have been deflected off his hand. Zubac's the rebound. And Williams across the timeline. Lou looks always for open space. He had a shot. The ball's loose. And Royce O'Neal has it. Here's Clarkson. He'll step to his right. Fires a pass into Faves. Nice catch. It's out. Faves would like to have that shot back, man. Here's Mann. He'll go inside, throws up a wild shot or a pass. Zubac has it. He'll hook it up short. That one pops like a cork out of bounds. Utah will have it.
Give Favors a lot of credit. It really locking down that interior. Here's Kawhi. Yeah, he gets a fingertip on that shot. So not sure if they recorded it as a block or not, but it should have been a block. Look at his long arms, the long hands of Kawhi.
You call them mitts, right?
His hands are
the claw. Under 3 minutes.
And great instincts.
Yes, he does. Under 3 minutes to play in the third, and we're all tied at 71. Utah winners of 9 straight, 20 of 21. Shot comes out, tapped up. Rudy fights, but the ball's loose. Clippers have it, front court. Terrence Mann.
Nice job of Royce O'Neal just battling Kawhi.
Wiggles out of trouble. How about that shot, man? Tough. And 20 for Kawhi Leonard.
Tough 20, though. You made him earn it that time. That's what you want. You want him to take a tough 2.
Mike Conley, the look off, the follow by Gobert.
That almost looked like a pass bowler off the glass. That's another $50 donation from Ford to the Utah Food Bank, making a difference. That's built Ford proud.
Williams off balance, leaning to his left. Williams was 7 of 10, man, in the first half. 17 points off the bench in 19 minutes. Conley straight away 3. And that was going to jump out of bounds. Clippers have it, up by 2.
Bowler, I'm going to let you decide. Is this a pass or a shot? Look at Gobert saying, throw it up, throw it up. So Conley says, okay, I got you, big fella. I'm going to throw it off the glass, though. I mean, that's an assist off the glass. I like it.
You know what? I want to say it is, but the officials, I'm still looking at the box score, and they say no. Kawhi opens up a 4-point lead for L.A.
Heating up here.
10 in the quarter. Clarkson, plenty of time. 10 on the shot clock. Resets out front, drives on Marcus Morris in the paint. Hooks it up and in.
It's one of those unguardable moves. You get Clarkson going downhill at you so fast, and with his athletic ability, he stops on a dime and then rises quickly.
And for Clarkson, too, Matt, first 2 here in the third quarter. Kawhi playing catch with Lou Williams. Jazz will get this ball back. That ball comes off the heel of Kawhi Leonard.
That's unlucky. Royce did a great job. Unlucky that the ball got back in the Clippers' hands.
Yeah, the shot clock was down to 2.6.
That's his job. He's battling the best player at every given night. Talking about Royce O'Neal. He has 0 points. He's 0 for 3, but he's battling Kawhi Leonard.
That ball jumped off Conley's heel. Shots away. O'Neal the rebound. Off the miss by Williams. Ingles to Mike. Zubac jumps out on Joe. Here comes Mike on a dribble drive in the paint. Patented floater, can't finish. And the rebound to LA. They'll play for the final shot here in the third with a 2-point lead. Game clock at 7. Game clock at 5. Williams. Conley trying to run through the screen, and there's a foul.
They get Conley on this.
They do.
I think it's the right call. Watch Kawhi sets a screen. I think their feet, it looked like Conley stepped on Kawhi's foot.
That's a tough call.
Yep.
So with 2.3.
2.3 seconds, yeah.
Free throws for Kawhi Leonard. That was a bailout call indeed. Conley with a couple of quick fouls here late in the third. 2-time finals MVP. One with San Antonio, the other with Toronto. And I'm always looking for an expression from Kawhi. It rarely comes.
No, he's very stoic. It's not going to happen, Bowler. Keep waiting.
Keep waiting. And he knocks down 2. Jazz will have to hurry. Conley did not get the shot away. Utah did jump into that lead. They cut it from 8 to 4. 12 minutes left at Staples Center.
On the right side of the floor.
That makes it easier for a defense. Excuse me. No defense can stop that.
Stuff like this. Coming down, pushing it coast to coast. That long 1-2, and man, that rear contest just enough to throw 4 ball.
Giannis got around Cephalosha. Gobert was coming. Giannis fearlessly attacks the rim.
Matumbo.
Not in my house.
Not in my house.
He was in Gobert's house on the other end.
Oh, man, he just, Gobert.
Oh, it has been all Milwaukee here in the third quarter. Nice pass, and Giannis puts it down.
I've said it many times. There's so many guys that could finish with either hand. But I don't really remember in recent history a guy that would take it up and dunk with one hand with both hands.
In the east is Toronto. Keeps up with them, and Giannis finishes ferociously. Plus the foul.
Well, I pushed up, and this is not talked about enough. The strength that Giannis Antetokounmpo plays with. I mean, he just barrels through the chest.
The last 5 years.
Giannis, this time, no block shot. Left-handed flush. All right, it's still Christmas. Giannis delivering gift after gift. Giannis coming down, Kilborn, that lane open.
Houston is the extreme, right? I mean,
Yes.
Miami's got all the things that they
Wow.
there's a great chunk off that baseline by Giannis.
How about the quick move here by Giannis? Goes baseline, one dribble. What a beautiful.
Denver, the top-rated defensive team in the league. Giannis on a flush. He gets through their defense. My goodness.
Transition here, Malcolm Brogdon kind of probing. Giannis does a nice job with the flow by the crossover, and then just probably didn't even have a chance to get his hands up in the air. And he's an athletic player.
It's the rebound. Nothing needs to be said.
Look at this. Giannis, 5 guys back. He sees them. They see him.
And Middleton each scored 20 or more. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? His last power dunk.
Well, I mean, you can talk about that if you want because of the big lead. If you had Rudy Gobert over the challenge, and if you're going to challenge, I'm going to finish. These stars are out here tonight. Nice job, Giannis.
Took it away from Howard. Spins and dunks on Dwight Howard.
Watch Giannis. And Dwight Howard sneaks in, pokes it free. And then great job.
The game summary is brought to you by Zions Bank. And for a noteworthy approach to banking, Zions Bank is for you. First is the return of Mike Conley. A hot opening quarter, 9 points, 12 now on the night. Donovan Mitchell coming to life, Matt, in the third quarter. 12 of his 18 to help the Jazz cut into that Clipper lead. And, of course, Kawhi Leonard has been dynamic as well in this ballgame.
Well, I'm enjoying how the Jazz have fought back. The Clippers were up 15, and now only up 4.
Clarkson turns the corner. Little floater in the paint. That's money.
And Clarkson says, hey, if you're going to run me off the three-point line, I got game. I can pull up and hit my floater. He's done it, 4 or 5 times here tonight.
15 off the bench. He had 18 on Wednesday night. Williams fires up a shot. Rolls out. Rebound down low. Count it. And the bucket, the first 2 tonight for Terrence Mann.
Yeah, very athletic rebound by Mann right there. At 6'5", 215, went against the trees and came down with the board.
About 12 second chance points compared to just 6 for the Jazz. There's Conley in the paint.
Clippers are not going to give Gobert the lob at the rim, so that's the shot that they have to hit. Conley hit it. Clarkson hit it the time before that.
Shot good. Paul George quiet since the first quarter. Wasn't sure if he was going to jump back on the floor or not. Remember, he'd missed 7 straight with that toe injury.
Yeah, this is only his 21st game played this year.
Paul George, the foul.
Yeah, rebound. He goes way up, and then Gobert battles, and he kind of quicks Gobert to the rim.
Now, Mann's out of Florida State, a second-round pick last year. 83-79. You said it, Matt. Grind it out. It was pretty much a runaway second half for the Jazz Wednesday. Paul George guarding Clarkson again, pushes up that shot.
Yeah. Notice how Paul George, how handsy he is. He gets his hands and he's allowed to do it. But it really bothers Clarkson that time.
George takes the three. Out it comes, and Gobert hugs the baseline for the rebound. Rudy with 13 boards. He's number 3 in the league in that category at 13-4. Donovan takes a hit call. And Matt, there you go. That's really the first, two times they've thrown it on top of the rim tonight.
And that was amazing. And that's another $50 donation from Ford to the Utah Food Bank, making a difference as Bill Ford proud. But a spot-on pass by Mitchell.
2-point game. Paul George up against Joe Ingles. They have a little history back in the day. Marcus Morris Sr. fires up the wide open Jay.
But a nice job of the Jazz running Morris off the three-point line.
First two here in the second half for Morris. Donovan is hugged at the waist, puts up the shot, and he'll shoot two.
Same exact play again. This time, man fouls Donovan. Last time, this is what happens. Donovan gets down into the lane. Zubac is in no man's land, and Donovan makes the right read. Throws it up top. You see Gobert pointing. One-hand pass. Nice chemistry.
$85-81. One more for Mitchell. Upcoming schedule is brought to you by University of Utah Health, the #1 ranked hospital in Utah, by U.S. News for 7 years straight. Matt, Jazz come back for 2. Charlotte, the Lakers. That's a big one against LeBron. And then they finish out the first half of the season with 4 straight on the road, and it begins at Miami. Now, Charlotte has not played the last 2 because of health and safety protocol. They've got a game scheduled for tomorrow, so we'll have to keep an eye on what the Hornets' future will be. That's the first miss by the Jazz tonight. 9 of 10 now from the line. $85-82. Zubats. Morris, free throw line jumper straight down the barrel.
Nice shot. The pull-up, so good for Morris. Off the bench with 11.
They give that bucket to Mitchell. Rudy was there in case it popped out. $87-84. Get a foul. Clarkson wastes no time to put a hand up.
Clarkson got too much into the body of Lou Williams this time off the pick and roll. And Lou's a master getting to the foul line.
Williams makes the first. South Gwinnett High School down in Georgia.
Well, just on Wednesday night, Bowler, they only allowed Williams to have 2 points in the second half. Well, Lou had a big first half here tonight again. So far, only 3 points here in the second half. They got to control him down this fourth quarter.
Bogdanovich back on the floor for Utah with Gobert and Ingles. Donovan also on the floor with Clarkson parked in the corner. Rudy in the paint, lost it. That starts a breakaway for the Clippers. Williams didn't take the shot. Instead, he fed a pass inside of Reggie Jackson with an easy 2.
And really, Bullet, the Jazz have taken care of the basketball. That's the first turnover for the Jazz, I think, since the first quarter, at least early in the second quarter. This is partly the reason why the Clippers bounced out to that early lead. The Jazz were turning the ball over, and the Clippers were converting on the other end.
Turnovers are even at 9 apiece, and Kawhi will check back in with 8 minutes and 14 seconds left. And Matt, you're right. That's the first giveaway in the second half of play. 5 committed by the Clippers. Royce O'Neal in. Also, Faves will check in. Quentin Snyder trying to set up his starting 5 for those closing 4 or 5 minutes. Zubats also off the floor for the Clippers. Donovan set to inbound. Mitchell spins, hangs, the ball tapped out. So Mitchell denied at the rim. And Reggie Jackson has it one-on-one with Royce. Bogey against Kawhi. There's Morris. Shot clock down to 7. Williams did not take the shot. Back to Kawhi. He'll take it for 3. Around and out. Boyan, the rebound. Utah down by 7. Bogey pushes it up and in. I'd say the Jazz have gotten really good with that shot.
Yep, and you knew that's a shot the Jazz were going to hit coming into this game with the defensive scheme the Clippers had. But that was a great sequence defensively, and then to get to the offensive side to make the bucket.
Morris wide open, comes up short, Faves with the rebound.
Back-to-back stops there for the Jazz.
6 rebounds for Derek. Over the top pass, Bogey dropped it out of bounds. Those are the ones, Matt, you have to hang on to.
Those are the unlucky ones. But at least now you're not giving the Clippers the ball in the open court where they get a layup of it. They're going to have to go against the set defense of the Jazz now off that turnover.
Yeah, 3/4 court. Batum to Kawhi.
That's good defense. That's a tough call. I mean, they're letting these two teams play tonight, and then that's going to be called. That's a tough one if you're Royce.
Second foul on O'Neal.
Watch Royce move his feet, use his chest. That's good D.
What was that old cliche back in the day? No harm, no foul. Turn around, jump shot, rips out. How about Faze? Picks it clean off the rim. Clarkson races into front court, pulls the trigger for 3. Royce O'Neal.
Good fight. That's a great fight by O'Neal. That is a winning basketball play by Royce. Doing the little things. He's not scoring the ball here tonight, but he's battling.
6:43 left. We've got a timeout. It's hustle. You got to hustle down the stretch, even more so on the road. 91-86, the Clippers.
Tatum defending, right? Nearly lost it.
From town to town, from London to Taiwan, I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
The Tyroo rolled the dice. And that review, of course,
right here,
brought to you by Siegfried and Jensen.
You see Kawhi's left arm push back Royce is on.
Beverly, shot clock at 7, rolls down to 6. In the paint, throws it out to Marcus Morris.
Big shot. That's a big shot. You know, it's becoming winning time here soon, and so it's what team's going to make the bigger shot.
50% from 3 is Marcus Morris, and that was a big 3 ball. Clarkson keeps that dribble alive on a step back bucket. Clarkson, dynamic player, 19 in this one.
We've seen Jordan Clarkson just absolutely heat up to the point where he's red hot. I think he's verging on that right now, Bowler. He's down to rhythm.
Kawhi, nice job. It was knocked away by Royce from behind and a whistle at midcourt.
And Royce doing Royce type of things, just being a gnat, being a mosquito, being that bug that's always around you can't get rid of. And this time he picks the pocket of Kawhi.
Paul George will check back in with 5.5 to go. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and his plus minus in a real tough game, a tight game tonight, +4. Donovan on the stop and go drive. Wide open and finds it up and throws it down.
At times, it's like he jumps off a trampoline.
Boy, look at the space Matt he had to work with. And for the 22nd time, Donovan has scored 20 or more. Favors trying to slow down George and whistle for the foul.
They watch the lane just absolutely open up. The defensive breakdown of Clippers. Donovan takes advantage of it. We've seen this highlight before. Look at him get up. That's pretty.
We run that all night, man. I can watch that. Time it like a little clicker back in the day with football, right? Donovan's 6 first half points, 17 KK here in the second half in LA.
And remember, Wednesday night he opened the game 2 of 10 in the first 14 minutes, then broke free. He said after that, the biggest thing is not to think about 2 of 10. When you go there, that's when you hesitate, you lose your confidence. Whatever I miss, I just have to keep going, keep being aggressive. That's what the team needs, because 2 of 10 can turn into 12 or 20 pretty quickly.
How about this long 3? That jumps out. Morris with the rebound.
Clippers with a small lineup using Marcus Morris as their 5. Another top guy.
Another 3.
It's going to be a tough assignment for Derek Favors and a tough lineup for the Jazz.
17 for Marcus Morris, and we've got a timeout. A 7-point game.
Tatum defending, right? Nearly lost it. Bay. Oh!
And guess who? Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I think this will go on his highlight reel package here. This, he gets up, above, the emotion, a little bit of everything.
You know, with no fans, Matt, in the stands in most arenas, except one here in Utah, but you can hear a little after effect there after that dunk by Donovan. The emotions of the game. Jazz down 7 with the ball, plenty of time, 4.5 to go.
Clippers stay with their lineup and they bring in Gobert for the Jazz here.
Oh, a tough shot, Donovan. Right on top of it, it rims out, rebound, and here comes Paul George with 4:17 left.
And Gobert's going to check Beverly here.
Bogey rides the hip of George. Again, a push off, no call. Now he jumps in. Paul George, 15 on the night.
This is where the Clippers are so good. While they're down the stretch of games, they have two guys, Paul George and Kawhi, that can just get a bucket anytime.
Beautiful drive, Conley. He'll get 2 at the line.
Here's PG. He just kind of waits, push off. They don't call it. Great space, and then turns it into about an 8-foot mid-range shot.
Conley tonight, the hot start. 3 in the third, 2 here in the fourth, with 2 free throws to come. Make sure you place your 2021-22 ticket deposit tonight. Those deposits are $100 per seat, and it gives you priority access to purchase season tickets for next year before the general public can jump in. You can call or text tonight, 355-DUNK, to learn more. Conley 2 for 2. 16 for Mike Conley in his return after missing the 6 games with the hamstring. Paul George flies it out, and the 3 is down by Beverly.
Well, the Jazz are trying to hide Gobert and guard Beverly, and Paul George makes a great find as Gobert tries to sneak into the middle.
Both teams have hit 9 3-pointers tonight. Donovan on the drive. Again, cannot get it to fall. Gobert's down 3 on 3. And in the face, Willis O'Neal took his shot.
Watch Gobert. He's guarding Beverly in the corner. And as the penetration happens, Paul George gets to the middle. Gobert tries to come in and help, and just a good find. That's where the Clippers are so dangerous with this lineup. They have 5 shooters in the ball game, and they space you out.
Now the lead is 10, and the Clippers have outscored the Jazz thus far, 25-19 in the fourth. Gobert with his 14th rebound. And the time is right now. 3 minutes left. Jazz on top of the NBA with a 24-5 record, but is being challenged in a big way tonight by LA.
Yeah, you can't beat yourself. And by the last 3 minutes of a game, the turnovers become even more significant. As Gobert tries to get position, and Morris, I mean, there's definitely acting there for sure, but Gobert got him.
Second foul on Rudy, now the clock. Utah's enemy, Kawhi, working one-on-one with Royce. Off to Beverly again. Just hit a 3 from that spot. The ball poked away, picked up by Morris. They're going to run clock again. 2.5 left. Oh, Beverly winds up.
Beverly wide open. He can't do it because he's a good three-point shooter. So he's a 44% three-point shooter. So the Clippers have found something here with this closing lineup. You see Beverly, he's all pumped up because they're daring him to shoot. And he's hit 2 threes here down the stretch. Watch, no one goes out to him.
Beverly had 5 at the half, now 13 late in the fourth, and the lead jumps back up to 13. Kawhi Leonard picked up that foul, his fifth, and the first one jumps off for Bojan. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, this is going to take us through the first half, Matt. Charlotte, Lakers, that's coming up at home, and then 4 road games to close out February and to open up March. Miami, Orlando, the Pelicans, and the Sixers.
But you're at a time in this ball game here where you need consecutive stops. The clock is not your friend.
It goes off at Kawhi.
One. That's Royce O'Neal again. Great hands by Royce.
Jazz have to work fast. Bogey drops it on the floor. They take the shot to Royce. Donovan breaks free. He'll attack. Back out to Bogey for 3. Got it. Bogey with 20.
Nice pass, Donovan. Great vision. Cut it to 9.
Bojan has hit 4 threes in this game. He had just 5 points Wednesday night. Make that 21 for Bogdanovic. Turnaround jumper. Again, off the rim and the rebound by Rudy. Jazz still breathing down 9. 107-98. Donovan on the drive into paint. Tough shot. He's fouled. And 2 shots for Donovan.
Looked like he might have got hurt here, Bowler. Nice pass. Bogey tees it up. He knocks down his 4th 3 of the night. This is where Donovan
got caught up in the leg. Jeff maybe need a knee with the tomb. Mitchell trying just to walk it off. Couple of free throws, Matt, and cut it to 7. First one's good. And it's time for the Subway. Sub of the game, Subway. Eat fresh. And once again, Clarkson claims the prize. 19 points, 27 minutes of play, and 2 steals for Clarkson. And he kept that streak alive at 56 straight games with at least 1 3-pointer made. Donovan has hit 6 of 7 from the free throw line. 7-point game.
This is a big stop. This is a big possession right here, Boulder. They've got 2 in a row stops.
Short shot clock. Kawhi working against Royce. Spins in the paint. Hooks it up over the top of Gobert. Grabbed his own, miss, and a fresh 14 on the clock.
That's a backbreaker.
10 offensive rebounds. The no-looker. And the 3 bounces off. Another rebound. Pulled in by Kawhi. And now a foul out front by Royce O'Neal. Matt, this run of 9 straight is going to run out tonight in L.A.
I tell you, Bowler, great players find a way to be great in crunch time. And Kawhi Leonard, this one, he missed the shot, but just hustles, the strength, determination, gets it. And not only does he get 1 offensive rebound, he goes ahead and gets his 2nd offensive rebound to extend the possession.
And then he steps to the line and hits the first of 2. 25 for Kawhi. His season average is just under 27. He's taken 23 shots tonight.
Yeah, the Jazz made him work. There's not a doubt about it. You mentioned it, 23 shots against his 26. 25, excuse me.
He makes 1 out of 2. Donovan's going to run it down the floor and score. Mitchell with 27, 40 ticks left. And it's 108-102.
That's a great awareness by Donovan Mitchell there. He cut it to a 2-possession ball game with the sprint of the court.
Timeout on the floor. 108-102, LA.
Tatum defending, right? Nearly lost it. Bay. Oh!
Kidding me.
red.
35.4 seconds left. 108-102. Go back and take a look at this, man. When Donovan went down, it's like he didn't need with Paul George. And that first expression kind of makes you hold your breath, right?
Here's Donovan. This is just great awareness. I mean, he gets off of this free throw, beats the Clippers down the court.
Down.
Extend the game.
He didn't need with Paul George. Well, big possession right here for Utah on the defensive side. Makes you hold your breath. 5.4 seconds left. Utah with 11-3 record, number 2 in the NBA. Kawhi has been tough as we would expect. He's back after missing a big possession. 3 straight games with a late contusion. Paul George battles as he triple team. Yep.
Fuller almost got the steal. I mean, they were just a half second away from getting that steal.
Donovan knew it as well. We'll keep it here with 32 seconds left. The Jazz will huddle up.
Almost got the steal. I mean, they were just a half second away from getting that steal.
Matt, a real interesting game tonight, a little different than what we saw on Wednesday because of the return of Kawhi and Paul George along with Batum tonight.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was Leonard and Marcus Morris on the bench. And obviously, the Williams in the first half off the bench. But those three were absolutely terrific.
Let's check in with Lemma and Big T. What's coming up on Jazz Game Night?
Yeah.
Well, guys, coming up on the post-game report brought to you by Siegfried & Jensen. Just 32 picks left, but coming up, we'll hear from Coach Quinn Snyder. Got to where you're watching winter and Haley McCormick will go into town and preview that game. What do you see in down the stretch here?
Well, I see a great game between two great teams. Talk about two good teams going at each other. You expected this type of game, but the Clippers are good, especially with their 2 horses back. Great game.
See you in a minute, Balong.
All right, thanks a lot, Big T. You look at the game reset. There's not a team has a foul to give. Utah does have a pair of timeouts. Now, if the Jazz lose this game, what's still important to remember down the stretch of the season, Matt, they're going to have a 2-1 advantage in that tiebreaker. In fact, they win it because they will not play L.A. in the second half of the season. That ball's loose and a quick foul.
You know, everyone assumes that you're going to foul right away in this situation. Not true. You want to go for the steal first. You have to do a nice job of extending the game.
You can score, Matt.
Watch the reach behind by Mitchell.
You can score with the clock stopped. Boyan at the free throw line. He can cut it to 4. .22 for Boyan tonight. Finally dialed in from 3 as well, Matt. 4 of 5 from downtown. 4-point game.
Your face guard here. Gobert's on the ball with his length.
Knocked away by Donovan.
And Gobert on the ball where you can't see very well. And then you got pressure on the wings. Jazz trying to get a steal here.
Batum will inbound. They get it to Paul George and a quick outlet pass to Beverly. He's going to run away from the Jazz, but Donovan grabs his jersey and fouls him with 20 seconds to play.
Good foul. Not a lot of time went off the clock. Beverly's a 76% free throw shooter. He's the guy in the court right now that you want to foul.
It's his first attempt tonight. And he makes it. Stay tuned for Jazz Game Night, the post-game report presented by Siegfried &
sees my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes.
They put a common foul, 10.1, and you'll have Pat Beverly at the line. He just made 2 free throws a little while ago.
Now look, the pressure is on the foul shooter. If the foul shooter only makes 1 of 2, you still have 1 timeout remaining, so you can move the ball. If he makes 2 out of 2, you still got to call your timeout and move the ball. Who knows? With 10 seconds to go, we never give up on a potential 4-point play. We've seen it happen too many times.
No doubt, no question.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
It's been played perfectly so far by Quinn Snyder and Donovan Mitchell, how they've handled the clock management down the stretch. We'll see if Pat Beverly can get it back to a 4-point game. Around and down on the first one.
Okay, now the big thing comes down to you now. Do you want to, if they score, don't call timeout, go again. Now this time they're calling a timeout. Okay, they're down 4 with 10 seconds. And you know that defensively, you're going to tell your guys, whatever you do not foul the 3-point shooter. That's number 1. This is a great pressure 3-point shot by Mitchell because he came a long way to get the pass. Then he hits another 3. So you got to give them credit. They made big shots down the stretch inside of 30 seconds, and then they attacked the out-of-bounds people passing. They tried to double team, and if you just think about it, how long it's taken to just play the last 30 seconds.
Right, yes. We're looking at about 7 or 8 minutes. And look, Utah obviously is a really good team. They're showing tonight against a fully loaded Clipper roster, which the Clippers didn't have when the 2 teams played on Wednesday night. And again, even if Utah loses, it's a 6th loss this season for Utah in 30 games.
Dave, you're right on it. This is great coaching at both ends, all right? And especially with Utah, never giving up and having situation strategy. That's a compliment to the coaching staff and then to the players that they could execute what they asked them to. All right, here we go.
It was a 13-point lead for the Clippers with 2:20 to go. Can they get it to Mitchell? They do. Lets it fly in the 3. No good. Rebounded by Leonard, and he's fouled with 6.2 left. And the Clippers leading by 4. Mitchell did it a couple of times on the last 2 possessions, but that time off balance, could not get the 3 to fall.
Yeah, no, just see. He just came around a staggered screen, but unfortunately the defender was right there and he was going out of bounds. Give the Clippers a lot of credit. They've come down the line here right now and they've made the key foul shots under pressure. Foul shots under pressure.
Leonard is 7 of 8 at the line tonight. They are 18 of 20 as a team tonight at the line. 28 points for Kawhi Leonard in his first game after missing 3 in a row with a leg injury.
Well, just let me say about Mitchell. Mitchell had a very tough first half. He came back in the second half with 27 points in the second half. And that's what you're asking your primetime guys to do.
Kawhi gets them both, and it's a 6-point lead with 3 seconds left. Mitchell misses, and that's it. The 9-game win streak for the Utah Jazz comes to an end. Or wait, are they going to call a foul? Hold on. Yeah, they're calling a foul with 2.2 left on a 3.
Yeah, no, that ref called that right away. He called the foul, and you could see that defender was all upset.
I did not hear the whistle from my home kid here with the headset.
Yes,
So
right.
I thought Leonard got the rebound and was fouled, and that was it. But they did call a foul here on the 3 by Mitchell against Paul George.
There's the push-off with the forearm. Oh, he hooks him. See, he hooked his arm right at the elbow, and the referee was right on that side to make that call.
So if Mitchell can get the next 2, no timeouts for either team, you'd have to get a steal and get a 3.
The one thing you do not want to do is pass the ball out of bounds into traffic.
You see the right arm going here,
Watch the right arm. The right arm hooks him right there at the elbow. And you see the referee, he was right there. He had a good look.
So one more free throw for Mitchell to try to get it back to a 1-possession game. Neither team with the timeout. Can Utah get if Mitchell makes the free throw, can they get a steal and a 3 to try to tie it and send it to overtime? Mitchell misses on purpose. And now it's over. I'm not sure why he missed that on purpose. Yeah, why not make it and make it a 3-point game, and then you get a steal and you have a chance.
See, if you missed it and the theory was we'll get the rebound, then you are looking for a 3-point shooter to get fouled for a 4-point play. Well, we haven't seen that.
That was a little surprising at the end, but the result is the Clippers win it by 4 and end Utah's 9-game win streak. It's just the 6th loss of the season for Utah and the 2nd loss for the Jazz since January 8th. Scott Van Pelt's going to have the game story here and much more coming up on SportsCenter. For Hubie Brown, I'm Dave Pasch. So long from L.A.
Well, that got interesting for some folks late, didn't it? Is the game over or not quite? Welcome to SportsCenter. From our nation's capital, I am Scott Van Pelt, and I'm not tired yet. Good show coming. Big night in the NBA as the Jazz put their streak on the line against a full-strength Clippers squad and run it back from earlier in the week. Jamal Murray heard Mike Malone's call that Jokic needs help, turning in a night that put him on a list with just Wilt Chamberlain. And the Bulls and Sixers came down to the wire. See how a career night from JoJo sealed the win. But we begin with the best thing I saw today. You guys want to see a dead body? I mean, look out below. Oh my God. Number 1 pick, Anthony Edwards. Goes baseline. Poor Yuta Watanabe. He hesitated just long enough to get got. And it happens, but Toronto would get the win. We will show you this from a number of angles. And that's the one. My God. Great. Oh my. Whew. Jazz on their 2nd long winning streak of the year, part of a 20-1 stretch, giving them the best record in the NBA. Taking on the Clippers for the 2nd time this week. This time, the Clips have got all their stars in action. Patrick Beverley, Mr. 94 feet, living up to his defensive rep. Paul George doing the same. Jazz were 0 of 9 when they were guarded by either Beverley or George to set a defensive tone early, and they did. George and Leonard making their impact felt on the offensive end. Corner 3 for George to beat the buzzer. Not a corner